Greetings everyone, welcome to Onboarding Webinar Scale Up and Innovative Geoenergy Hackathon, organized by the SP Java Indonesia section and SLB. Scale Up itself standing for Sort of Competition and Learning to Unlock the Potential. And in this onboarding webinar, we will be having two main topics. The first topic is elimination round details, and the second topic is submission platform usage. My name is Hasna, and I will be your MC for the next 1 hour of today's exciting program. Before we get started, I would like to share some important webinar guidelines. Please keep yourself muted and turn off your video camera when you're not talking. During Q&A sections, you may raise your hand to ask questions, or you may also type in your questions in the chat box with the format name, instance, and question. And at the end of the webinar, there will be a photo session. So please open your video camera during the documentation session if you can. And now, before anything else, I would like to introduce our speakers. First, we will listen to the opening remarks from our respected speakers. We are truly honored to have with us Aulia Ahmad Naufal as the chairperson of Scale Up 2025 Scale Up. And after that, we will be joined by Fahriza Andika as Scale Up 2025 Program Vice President to learn more about elimination round details and submission platform usage. And thank you all for being here. Now, moving on, I would like to invite Aulia Ahmad Naufal, the chairperson of Scale Up 2025, to deliver the opening speech.
Okay. Thank you, Hasna. So, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good afternoon, everyone. So, I would like to give a very warm welcome to you all, and welcome to the elimination round of Scale Up 2025. It is truly exciting to see a diverse group of participants joining us today from top universities, top companies across Indonesia. This Scale Up brings together students, professionals, and industry experts who are passionate about AI and energy innovation, right? But before I begin, I would also like to take a moment to acknowledge that we are in the third day of Ramadan. So to those who are observing, may this month bring you strength, patience, and clarity, not only in your spiritual journey, but also in the challenges ahead in this competition. Now, the real challenge will begin. This leaderboard style hackathon in the elimination round will push your skills in problem solving, optimization, and strategic thinking. And your solutions will be continuously tested and ranked, and only the top 15 teams will advance to the final round, where the focus will shift from competition to innovation. So, to all participants, this is your chance to test your skills, refine your approach, and push the boundaries of AI/ML applications in energy. Stay focused, adapt quickly, and most importantly, enjoy the process, right? So, we are very excited to see how you tackle this challenge. Best of luck, and may the best teams rise to the occasion. So, yeah, that's all for me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Aulia Ahmad, for your inspiring speech. We will now proceed to the main agenda for today, the elimination round details and submission platform usage, led by Fahriza Andika. So please join me in welcoming Fahriza Andika as the Scale Up 2025 Program Vice President.
Okay, thank you, Hasna, and thank you, Bang Aul, for the opening remarks. So right now I will introduce you about the elimination round and the submission platform usage. It won't take long, so stay with me. So first of all, I would like to say welcome on board. It's truly honored to welcome you all to this Scale Up event hackathon. So the first thing that I would like to give you the statistics for the event registrations. So we have 38 verified teams consisting of 16 professional teams and 22 challenger teams, consisting of 11 companies and 12 universities, with the total participants is 114 people. So thank you very much for all the participations, and we also have further informations. So these are the statistics for professional teams. First, we have from Pertamina Geothermal, Pertamina Hulu Kalimantan Timur, PT Pupuk Indonesia, Saka Indonesia, ESDM, Star Energy Geothermal, Husky Sinok, Pertamina EP OSES, Medco, Pertamina Hurokan, and Pertamina Hulu Indonesia. While for the challenger teams, we have Institut Teknologi 10 November, Universitas Pertamina, Universitas Gajah Mada, STT Migas Balikpapan, Unpad, Universitas Indonesia, UPN Veteran Yogyakarta, and Institut Teknologi Bandung. So as you can see here, registration, the registered teams consists from various universities for the challenger teams, and then also various companies for the professional teams. So I hope we all can gather together. We all can compete in a very good environment, and we all can learn together. So for the team distributions, we have 20 teams which choose reservoir and production topics, 11 teams which choose geology and geophysics, 2 teams which chose facility and asset performance, and 5 teams which chose a drilling and geomechanics domain. So these 4 different domains will have different problem statement on the final round. But on the elimination round, every teams will have the same problem and will have the same opportunities to advance to the final round. So these are the list of the detailed teams based on the team name and the company for a professional team and for challenger team. So before advancing further, I would like to remind you that we received your agreement, your competition agreement, but we have seen that some of the teams have not yet filled the exhibition A agreement, especially the name and then the accepted by. So for the teams that have not yet filled the competition agreement according to this guideline, we will contact you further, or you can also contact us and send the revised competition agreement via email or via Instagram. You can contact us further via the contact person on our website. So this is just a heads up. Where are we now? So maybe some of you joined the introduction webinar from February 6th, and then we opened registration from February 7th until 21 February. But then we extend the registration until February 26th. So now we are on the third stage, which is onboarding webinar on March 3rd. And then you will advance to the elimination round, which will start from today until the next 2 weeks, March 17th. And then we will announce the top 10 plus 5, maybe in the range of March 18th or later. And then the advanced team will have a data IQ workshop from April 14th to April 16th. And then we will have a final round, which will take around 2 months, where the final round result or the final round prototype will be presented on the demo day on June 25th. So now I will advance to the detail of the elimination round itself. So for the elimination round itself, it is a leaderboard based hackathon. So well, you will be given a data set, and then you will perform a machine learning or a data science modeling locally, and then you will give a prediction to our given test data set, and then this prediction will be submitted to our website and then scored based on F1 weighted score, where this F1 weighted score is then will be posted on the leaderboard, and then we will be sorted based on your final score. So for the competition rules, the submission deadline is March 17th at 23:59 GMT plus 7. And each team is only allowed to submit 15 times for the whole elimination round process, with the highest submission score counted as the team final score. So 10 professional teams and 5 challenger teams will be advanced to the final round based on the highest final score. So each company we'll have a maximum of 2 teams that will be advanced to the next round. You are not allowed to use any external dataset in order to add more features or more training dataset. So you can only train your machine learning model only uh, only using the provided dataset by the committee. You are allowed to perform any data pre-processing, whether it is feature generation, data cleansing, dimensionality reduction, etc., to the provided data training dataset. The last is that you must be able to show to the committee how you get your final result. Submission of your notebook, Jupyter notebook, or your IPYNB is recommended. So for the elimination round problem, this is an introduction. So in these competitions, participants are aimed to predict lithologies using the recorded channels from well logs. So this is a multi-class classification problem. So maybe some of you have heard facies classification or lithologies predictions. It is actually similar. So why we choose the problem? Why we chose this problem? Because it is relatively simple, and this facies classification type is not only limited to people who have domain knowledge regarding these lithologies or regarding geology. So any people who have some machine learning background or some data science background will be able to solve this problem. The dataset itself will be described in more detail in the following section, and the submissions are evaluated based on weighted F1 score between your submission or the predicted lithology and the observed target. So for the submission, you will prepare a CSV file with 2 columns. The first column is the UUID, which is just a row identifier. The second is the label name, which is the predicted label of the sample. The number of rows must correspond between the test dataset and your predicted result. And the file should contain a header and have the following format, such as this one: UID, label name, and then on the next row you will have your UID. For each row, you will have a UID and your predicted label or your predicted lithology. So this is just introduction or a context definition. So lithology describes like a general physical characteristic of a rock in a particular area. This characteristic generally include the composition, the grain size, the color, or the texture. In well logging, we usually refer to a summary of the gross physical character of a rock. The most common are usually the sandstone, slate, basalt, or limestone. So understanding the lithology of a well is critical in well logging. So the simplest way is to actually analyze the sample of the rock formation, but this is usually hard and is not always possible. So we have other techniques to predict lithology. So in this composition, we will use well log data to predict the type of lithology. So this is the dataset details. You will be able to download the zip file from the website. It will contain a train dataset folder, labels code, sample submission, and test dataset. So for the train dataset, it is a folder containing the provided training datasets. This is an example of the training datasets. It consists of multiple CSV files. With the first part, for example, this one, 15, 9, and 13 is the type of the well log name. And the second part, which is part 1 of part 2, is a different part of the well logging itself. So the second CSV file is labels code, which is the meaning of the lithology code. What is lithology code? As if we open one of the training dataset CSV file, this is the example of the training CSV file. You can see here the lithology code. For example, this one is 65,000. So this code corresponds to a specific type of lithology based on this labels code CSV. In the next CSV, we have sample submission. This is just to give you a heads up on how the formatting should be for the submission file. And then for the last file, we have the test dataset. So test dataset is a dataset that you need to predict what are the lithologies based on the well logging itself. So these are the available features that is available on the dataset itself. You don't need to understand what these features mean or what these features actually have effect on lithology itself. But maybe you can have some research or maybe you can perform database analysis to perform data analysis based on these features, how it corresponds to lithology itself based on the training data. So this is the website overview. So as of right now, all verified team members will be able to see this new tab consisting of problem, submission, leaderboard, and also the team panel. So for the submission page, this is the typical, this is your submission page. I will also show you a demo later on, but you must submit your CSV file, which consists of two columns, UID, and then the lithology, and then you upload your CSV file to the submission page. And then for the second file upload, which is a notebook file upload, you are encouraged to submit your IPYNB or your notebook file. If you don't, you must be able to show how you get your submission result at later date. So it is very highly encouraged to upload your notebook file so a committer can check and can recheck how you get your submission, your prediction result. And then this is the leaderboard page. So this is how this is where your teams will be sorted based on your score, and then you will also be classified based on your company, and then you can see what what rank your team is currently, and if you want to achieve the top of leaderboard, or if you want to advance to the next round, what is how much is your score should be. Okay, so for now I will perform a demo of the website itself. Okay, so this is now the website, the website overview. If you have already logged in to your account, if you don't see these tabs, you can refresh, and then these tabs will show up. So if you first click to the problem, it will show you the context of the problem, and then what you should do, and then what are the available features, how are we evaluating your submissions, and then how you should submit your file. We'll also have the competition rules, as I mentioned, like the challenge will end on the March 17th, and then the total submissions is limited to 15, and etc. So on the top of the problem tab, you can also see case and datasets. You can download case and dataset. So this downloaded zip will contain the files which I showed you. Okay, let me reshare my screen. Okay, the zip file will contain one folder and 3 files. This is the training dataset folder. You will have multiple CSV files, which is the training dataset. You can train your machine learning model only from these training datasets. You are not allowed to use any external data to train your machine learning model. Then this is the test dataset. If you open the test dataset, it will contain the well logging results. And then from this test dataset, you must predict the lithologies based on this well logging result. And each row has its own corresponding UID, which will also correspond to your later predicted CSV. So that zip file, you can download it from the problem tab. Now going to the submission tab, it's quite simple and straightforward. You must select your CSV, your solution CSV file, and optional your notebook file. So let's say, for example, we want to submit our CSV file and we want to upload our solution. You can see that this is your current score, which is 0.313. The submission is based on the weighted F1 score. You can submit up to 15 times, but then after 15 times, only the highest submission score will be counted as your final score. So now on the leaderboard, you can see that the test team, which is a dummy team created by the committee, now is currently on the rank 1, on the first rank, with the highest submission score, 0.313. If you are not satisfied with the submission, you can enhance your model. You can maybe perform more data pre-processing or maybe data post-processing, and then you can also edit the training data set by yourself. And then you can then resubmit and then see if your score increase or decrease. You can also download your historical submission. So for example, I want to download what is my submission, what is my previous submission. You can download it, and it will download your selected submission. You can also see your submission history. What is your historical score? How many times have you submitted, etc. Okay, let me reshare my screen. Okay, now that's all for the demo and then for the introduction for the elimination round by myself. So we'll advance to the Q&A session. Maybe I will hand over the stage to Hasna.
Okay, thank you, Fahri Zandika, for the explanations. So we will now move on to the Q&A session, which will last for 10 minutes. And as a reminder, please use the raise hand feature to ask your questions, or if your microphone is not working, feel free to type your questions in the chat box. Or if everything is clear by the explanation from okay. So there's one who wants to ask questions by raising their hands. Please open your mic.
All right, thank you. My name is Adi from Monte Carlo team. I would like to ask a few questions from from the committee or the judges' point of view. Why is not mandatory for the participant to submit their the code or the notebook or the Python file of the code? And what does it mean that if we didn't submit the notebook file, we will have to explain the code
Tapi
later?
sholat di sana aja, sholat di sana
How the
bagus.
committee can help the accountability of the
Iya,
code
iya
that
kan,
we
bagus kan?
each participant. I think that's the questions from.
Okay, thank you, Adi, for the questions. Good question. So, why are we making the notebook file submission optional? It's because we are open. If you would like to use, for example, if you already have a Dataiku, you can use Dataiku to uh, to to perform your multi-class classifications. And then we are also preventing, for example, if you have such a large notebook file. For example, if you use Dataiku, it will export a quite large zip file, which is quite uh, unpractical for us to download and to check also. So if you don't submit your notebook file at at the final of this elimination round, the committee will ask you to give or to send your notebook file or how you get your submission. For example, from Dataiku, you also need to prove how you get your submission result, what methods did you use, and then what pre-processing did you use. This is to prevent any team from performing any cheating or maybe like data manipulating. So don't worry, we will recheck every submissions. It's just why we make it optional. It's just we want to be open on how you perform, or how do you want to predict the lithologies itself. Is it quite clear?
Okay.
I cannot hear you clearly, Adi.
Okay. Sorry. Is my voice clear?
Yes, now clear.
Probably this is just a curious questions. I don't know exactly what the Taiku is, and from what I know, it's just usually that if we want to do machine learning or something, it's on the source code and either Python or any other language. Uh, do you mind explain what in just in a simple way what the Taiku is, and is it like that we kind of like performing machine learning without the code, and is there a restriction? Uh, is there restriction that apa namanya? Any other platforms that we can use to do these tasks?
Okay, so for this test, there is no clear restrictions. Of course, the most common one is to just use Jupyter Notebook, maybe to use like open source library like scikit-learn, or maybe Keras if you want some deep learning. But we are open to what other types of methods you want to use. So Dataiku is like a low code slash no code platform to perform data science workflow, but it is not free. You can have free trial, but it is limited. But it is also actually, if you want to use Python code, maybe you are more comfortable to use Jupyter Notebook. It is fine, and it is also like maybe most of the team will perform it using typical notebook scikit-learn open library type. But we don't want to close if any of you want to use any other platform. So that's why we select the notebook upload file as optional.
All right, I think this is just for me. I think
Okay.
just clarify that there are basically no restriction on what platform and how the methods. There are no restriction on the library. There are no restriction on the software. There are no restriction on the methods. Okay, thank you.
Yes, exactly. But at the end, you will have to show how you get your predictions. Maybe we will ask you to make a video of how you receive your predictions. Maybe if you use any other platform that we are not able to access. But if you use Dataiku or Notebook, you can just send us our submission file or the dataiku.zip file that we can access. Thank you,
Maybe
Adi, for the question.
one
Yes.
last question. If we submit the notebook file, is it mandatory that we have to explain the workflow and the code in the comments, or
No. You don't have to make it aesthetic. You can just submit it. Just make sure that it is an end-to-end workflow. For example, how you load your data set and how you perform data pre-processing, how you train your model. It is all within that notebook. You don't have to make a comments for every workflow that you have that you perform. You don't have to make it aesthetic. So don't take don't take that pressure to make it aesthetic. It's okay.
it's not for aesthetic? I just think that mentioned how we get it. I think I just thought that might be I thought it will be useful if we add the comment. Okay. One last questions. Another questions. Okay. So if we submit the notebook file, we have to merge it in one file. If we I mean from the data processing to the if we example do an ADA and and feature selections, the machine learning itself. So everything is we have to merge it in one Python file only.
Yes, you can merge it into one notebook file or Python source code. Okay, if you want.
Okay.
You can also if you use .py, if you don't use notebook, if you use py, you can maybe zip it. Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome.
We still have 5 minutes left, so everyone who wants to ask questions, please raise your hand or type in your comment chat box. There's someone who asked in the chat box from Marzuli Suhada.
Oke, mungkin bahasa Indonesia nggak apa-apa. Kalau tidak salah ada live score. Ya untuk untuk ronde elimination roundnya ada live score yang sifatnya leaderboard. Untuk batas submissionnya itu batasnya 15 kali. Jadi selama whole submission round, selama elimination round 2 minggu, itu tiap tim boleh submit sebanyak 15 kali.
Someone also raising his hands from Muhammad Rehan Al-Farid. Please open your mic.
Okay, excuse me. Is it allowed to deliver the questions in Bahasa?
Oke, aman-aman.
Oke, palingan cuma nanya ini sih Bang. Kalau semisal nanti kan kita bakal ada leaderboard tuh, bakal ada klasemennya ya. Kalau nanti di akhir itu nilainya sama, kira-kira nanti ngurutinnya itu bakal dari apa lagi Bang?
Oke, kalau sama kayaknya F1 weighted agak, karena kan itu konsistenya kayak sekitar 120 row ya, dan nggak mungkin sama persis exactly, kecuali mungkin ada yang share submission filenya sama persis gitu ya, karena kan 120 row kayaknya nggak bakal mungkin sama persis gitu ya, apalagi mungkin ntar ada algoritmanya beda-beda, data pre-processingnya beda-beda, kayaknya sangat unlikely deh, kecuali mungkin hanya 10 soal atau 20 soal, tapi kan untuk yang dites data sendiri dia ada 120 row, jadi nggak mungkin 120 row-nya itu sama persis. Karena kan itu skornya sebenarnya nggak hanya dibulatin 3 digit ya, sebenarnya bukan 0,313, mungkin 0,3129 bla 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 bla. Ya nanti kita akan account for it juga. Jadi sebenarnya aslinya nggak cuma 3 digit.
Jadi cuma displaynya aja yang dibatasin digitnya itu sampai 3 itu, Bang.
Betul, hanya displaynya aja.
Oke, thank you, thank you.
Maybe 3 minutes left before the Q&A session ended. Anyone want to ask questions again? Okay, from Muhammad Aufa, you can please use your mic.
Thank you. Sorry, just a simple question. Can I use Google Colab instead of my local machine for this?
Okay, thank you, Alpha, for the question. Yes, you can use Google Colab because this datasets is not classified, it's not restricted, so you can use Google Cloud, Google Colab to perform the classifications to make it maybe easier for you to collab with your teammates. So yes, you can use Google Colab.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
There's also a question from Fata Novel from the chat box.
Yeah, maybe I'll take this one. So,
Maybe,
Mas
yes.
Fata, if the meaning of your question is like maybe prompting GPT to generate the codes and pipeline, it's allowed. No restriction to that. Or even if you want to like train your LLM model to generate the predictions, that is allowed as well. So there's no restrictions in that. Yeah, we are also open on the participants of this hackathon in the elimination round to use LLM because they will use it as well in the innovation competition, and it's a tool of the feature. So no worries to no hesitation. Just feel free to do so. Yeah.
So 2 minutes left before the Q&A session coming to an end. Anyone would like to asking their questions again?
Maybe I'll add comment, yeah, Asna. So yeah, so this is a well-logged case, right? So it's actually interpreted by humans as well. So if and there are some cases in the well-logged prediction realm that sometimes if you tune the training data set, for example, if you change the label of the training data set in a way that will help you, um, maybe that will work as well. And maybe that will work in this case. So think carefully. If you see some anomalous labels in the training data set that you need to correct or you need to relabel it in some way, um, maybe try to do that. So explore as many creative ways as possible. Don't be afraid because we're not punishing you for the methods that you do. Just we're expecting to get the correct test set. And of course, this is a so like time series, this is also a series, but this is called depth series, right? So if you want to employ time series method into this case, it can be done as well. For example, if you want to use like endogenic prediction or exogenic predictions, like using the predictions from previous depths to predict the next ones, it can be done as well. But please look carefully into the test set to check whether you have that information as well. I mean, do you have those like all of the depths in the test set in order, or you are getting the depths randomly in the test set? So explore as many ways as possible. And this is also we choose this special classification data set because in our geoenergy industry, this is like almost all of the approaches from oil and gas to geothermal. We always encounter this use case.
Thank you, Bang Al, for explaining more. So maybe if no one's wants to asking for more questions, we will end our Q&A session now. Anyone wants to ask for the last time? Okay, so I think there's no one wants to ask questions. So the Q&A session has now ended, and now we will proceed to do a group photo session. So everyone, please turn on your cameras and use the virtual background provided. And we will wait for about 1 minute to all participants to enable their cameras, and we will do the photo sessions together. We will wait for about 1 minute. Yeah, it's okay. Okay, seems like it's already everyone already opens their camera, so our operator will help us to take the picture. So we will ready to take a photo. 1, 2, 3. Again. 1, 2, 3. Okay. All slides are already done. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the operator to take us the picture. Thank you